Yes, so you missed it earlier on. It's time now for a full review of the 120th running of the race that stops Eastern Europe, the Czechoslovakian Grand National, the Velká Pardubica from Pardubice in Czechoslovakia. A field of 19 went to post for this year's renewal. And here's a look at the runners with the local PMU odds on the right. Number 1, Teresina, one of 3 mares in the field and ridden by Marcel Novak, a 30-to-1 chance. Elon Rev, who finished 18th and last of the finishers 12 months ago, the Mount of Irishman Ken Whelan. Number 3, Juventus at 14-to-1, who was ridden by Jan Korpas for a team owners Javor, who've already had success in the race. One of the confirmed front runners, number 4, Young, finished 6th last year, was the Mount of Buslav Martel. Number 5, Lorraine, with Josef Vanner Jr. aboard, was a 14-to-1 chance. Beirut, one of 2 runners for connections, was the Mount of Pavel Kazny. Number 7, Baggio, was a non-runner. Number 8, Bremen Plan, and Yuri Kusek had won the qualifying race 2 just a few weeks ago. Number 9, Ruben, was the Mount of one of the 2 lady riders in the race, Martina Ruzikova. Number 10, Tiomen, ridden by 57-year-old Josef Vanner, was the previous winner, having won the race 12 months ago and was bidding to give Josef Vanner his 7th win as a jockey in the race. Number 11, Valdemoso, was the Mount of Dusan Andre, and the winner just a couple of weeks ago of the 4th qualifying race. Number 12, Lac Reg, was the Mount of Martin Liska. And number 13, 16, the Grey, the darling of the Czechoslovakian race fans, who had finished 2nd last year, had been awarded the victory the previous year and also won in 2007. 14, Cobas, the Mount of Libor Sumanek. 15, Mr. Big, for Noel Feely and Charlie Mann, 16th last year. 16, Tevio and Lubas Urbanek. 17, Mandarino and Yaroslav Maiska, 4th last year. 18, Aspirant, the Mount of Jan Faltuszek, who of course we see riding in the north a great deal. Number 19, Ligretta and Lucy Balchkova. And number 20, Amon Gris, disqualified from victory 2 years ago. And they're being called in, walking forward now. And they're off for the 120th running of the Velká Pardubica, and on the run to the first of the 32 fences and a short run to it, and they're all over safely with Bremen Plan in the blue and white very prominent towards the outside. Mandarino, and also in the red colours Young is prominent. They go over fence number 2 towards the inside, Teresina. The blue colours with the red cap right on the inside is Noel Feely on Mr. Big as they make the turn on now towards the first of the water jumps, and then fence number 4, which is the mighty Taxis, and it's Bremen Plan and Yuri Kosek who takes them over the water to Teresina, who jumps it in 2nd, and Mandarino towards the outside in the white colours, followed next by Beirut, who's got the yellow cap, and then came Young towards the inside, and there is 57-year-old Josef Vanner on Tiomen as they face up now to the fearsome Taxis, and Bremen Plan was the leader. Beirut makes a mistake, and there's one and see to the right at the back of the field. That looks like Valdemoso has gone. Valdemoso has gone at fence 4, the Taxis, as they go to the Irish Bank, fence number 5, and it's Bremen Plan who leads the way. Beirut was very slow over it. There was a mistake by Tevio. Also very slow at the back of the field was Ligretta, and to confirm that is Dusan Andre, who's been unseated at the Taxis from Valdemoso. On now towards fence 6, which is the Poptakovic Canal turn, but this time they will turn right-handed, and the leader is still Bremen Plan. Bremen Plan over the turn from in 2nd, Beirut. Young right on the inside. A peck on landing by Juventus. And at the back of the field is Ligretta as they join the racecourse proper, but only for a few yards before they now make the turn and go on towards the first section of ploughed field and on towards the road crossing double, which is fences 7 and 8. But first of all, over the privet hedge, and Bremen Plan makes a mistake, and Bremen Plan has gone. Bremen Plan has blundered away his chance, and Yuri Kusek, who's quickly up on his feet. Bremen Plan, the leader, is out of the race. So on now through the plough, and on now towards the first of the road crossings, and Beirut has been left in front to Teresina, who's got the light green sleeves, racing in 2nd. Also down at the back of the field is Ruben. So Ruben, another one to go at the privet hedge as they go over the road crossing. And it was Beirut who who led. Young in second, Terracina in third, Lorraine jumped it in fourth. Mr. Big at the moment is racing in around about midfield, in about 10th or 11th in the hands of Noel Feely as they go over their second section of plough and go through 1/3 distance in the 120th running of the Velka Pardubica. The grey making ground on the inside in the white colours. The dual winner of the Pardubica, 16, hunting them up now under Josef Bartos as they race on now back in front of the stands and on now towards the mini taxis. And it's Beirut who leads with Young on the inside in second. The grey Amon Gris has taken third. Mandarino is in fourth. Lorraine's in fifth. 16 is racing in sixth position. Terracina is in seventh, followed next by Tevio, who's racing just alongside 16. And there's Josef Vanna in the maroon and white diamonds on Tiamen. Josef Vanna looking for a record 7th win in the race as they go over the mini taxis, and it was the leader Beirut. There was a bad mistake by Ligretta at the back of the field. Juventus is last but one. Last but two is Elon Rev, and last but three is Mr. Big. Just ahead of that one is Cobus, as now they race back on towards the next. Another hedge with a drop, and the leader over that was just Beirut, and all the leaders are safely over. Another one struggling at the back of the field in the pink colours is Lac Reg as they cross over the plough and go over the next, and it was Beirut who led the grey. Amon Gris racing in second. The white colours on the outside, Mandarino. The orange cap towards the inside is Young as they turn sharply right-handed and go back out into the country, and it's Beirut who leads the way. Amon Gris racing in second. Young is in third. Lorraine jumped it in fourth, followed in fifth by Mandarino, and then Terracina towards the outside. Elon Rev in the black colours is getting a bit closer, up on the outside of Tevio. After Tevio towards the inside is Aspirant, and then the grey 16, the almost white 16, slipping right through on the inside to make 1 or 2 places. The leading group are then being followed by Mr. Big, who's racing in company with Tiomen as they go over the American post and rails, and Mr. Big didn't get terribly high at that. There was a mistake by Cobus towards the back of the field, and now with the big white blaze, Juventus is last as they cross over now, going along the diagonal back towards the stands once again, and it's Beirut who is out in front. Beirut leads the way to Amon Gris, disqualified from winning this race 2 years ago as they go over the drop bank. 16 round the outside of Mandarino. Elon Rev makes a mistake. Good sit there by Ken Whelan as now they cross in front of the pack stands once again at Pardubici and go out towards halfway in the Velka Pardubica and over the brick wall. Amon Gris on the outside of Beirut in second. Lorraine with the big white face was in third. The second of the greys is 16, followed then by on the inside Terracina. The red cap with the bauble, that is Tevio, being followed by the maroon and white diamonds on the inside of Tiomen. Tiomen's being followed by Cobus as they cross over the first of the water jumps. A mistake by Mr. Big, who's getting slightly left behind. He's lost vital places now, and Noel Feely is niggling away, and at the moment he's beginning to surrender ground to the leading group, but he's still ahead of Lac Reg, and Juventus is last of those still going as they make the sharp turn and on now towards the second of the water jumps on this section, and the leader there was just Beirut in second place, and a bad mistake there by Mr. Big. He paddled his way through the water. In second is Amon Gris. Lorraine is racing in third. Terracina is next, followed by 16, who's still going really well for Josef Bartos, the dual winner, as they go over the British plain fence, and now they're entering the final 3/4 of a mile, and now it's race on, and Amon Gris and Marek Stromski come towards the next double crossing. To in second position came Beirut. Over in third was Lorraine, who goes a little bit low at the second part of that crossing. Tevio is next, followed by Mandarino. 16 still going very well indeed as they race on now across in front of the plough and on now towards the drop brook, and the leader is Amon Gris and Marek Stromski. Amon Gris by about a length and a half to Beirut with the yellow cap over in second. Tevio was in third. 16 still travelling very powerfully. The grey in fifth position on the outside of Mandarino, and after Mandarino is Lorraine, who's just been niggled along as they go through the trees. Terracina the mare is next to the field, and then Tiomen is getting a little bit closer with Josef Vanna sticking towards that inside hedge as they go over the plain fence. Next came Cobus. Cobus is then being followed by Lac Reg. Lac Reg is ahead of Juventus, and last of those going now is Mr. Big in the hands of Noel Feely, but he is still in the Velka Pardubica as they now cross once again back into the home straight and go in front of the stands over the next plain fence, and Amon Gris led. Beirut in second. Tevio in the red and white quarters making ground, followed then by on the inside Aspirant, who's trying to get a little bit closer. Mandarino is next, followed next on the outside by Terracina as they go over the plain fence with a raised drop, And Mr. Big is still last and still ridden. Over the American Post and Rails, Amon Gris, Beirut, and then Lorraine, who appeared to hit that one pretty hard, and he lost a couple of places as they're now racing on towards the final 3/4 of a mile in the 120th running of the Velka Pardubica, and that is 16, the dual winner, who still is going very, very well for Josef Bartos, but also Tierman over on the far side in the white and maroon diamonds is getting much closer now for the veteran Josef Vanna, and there was a bad mistake there at the back of the field by one of those beginning to struggle. That looked like Aspirant, but now as they go on towards the racecourse proper with just 3 more hurdles to take, and it is Amon Gris who is out in front to the veteran 57-year-old Josef Vanna, on Tierman to the outside in second. Lorraine was in third, 16 now coming under a ride in fourth. Mandarino is in fifth, Tevio is in sixth. Mr. Big is still going, but he's last of those left in the Velka Pardubica, and they've got 2 more hurdles to take. The grey is Amon Gris, on the inside a slender lead, to the outside Tierman, beginning to give Josef Vanna his 7th record win in the race. Back in third place is Lorraine, in fourth is 16, Mandarino is racing in fifth, and then Tevio is in sixth. They've just got a 1/4 mile to go, 1 more hurdle to take in the Velka Pardubica. Amon Gris to the inside, on the outside is Tierman. These two down to the final hurdle, they're over it together. Amon Gris on the far side, on the near side Tierman being lifted home by Josef Vanna and goes to a lead of a length. 16's back in third, Lorraine is in fourth, they've got half a furlong to go. Tierman and Josef Vanna out in front. Amon Gris is going to have to switch wide to challenge on the outside. We're inside the final 50 yards and he's easing up here on Tierman. Tierman, has he held on tight? He thinks he's won it, Josef Vanna on Tierman, but it's desperately close with Amon Gris on the outside. But if Tierman has won, it has given 57-year-old Josef Vanna a record 7th win in the Velka Pardubica. Well, after a 25-minute wait, first of all for the photo finish and then an objection by the rider of the second, Tierman was confirmed as the winner of the 2010 Velka Pardubica, following up the win 12 months ago to give his veteran rider Josef Vanna his record 7th win as a jockey and 8th win as a trainer on his 25th ride in Czechoslovakia's greatest race. Amon Gris finished in second. The dual winner, 16, was back in third. And the photo finish shows Josef Vanna confident of victory, punching the air to win by a fast diminishing nostril from Amon Gris on the outside.